Well, it would appear some websites that have been very friendly to Amazon's Wheel of Time Season 2 are allowed to review, or maybe it's interested to review Season 2. So let's take a look at one that is a bastion of honest takes, IGN. This is IGN's review of Wheel of Time Season 2, episodes 1 through 4. Quote, the adaptation's major changes pulls the show in too many directions. Apparently, the first 4 episodes ditch the gorgeous title sequencing, showing the pattern that connects the lives of everyone in the universe and the color-based factions of the Aes Sedai in favor of a simple spinning logo. The article intimates that Robert Jordan's later books of the Wheel of Time series are dragged down with scenes that lack too much action or relevant interpersonal interactions. Well, are we talking about Brandon Sanderson? A similar pattern emerges in the second season of Amazon's Wheel of Time adaptation, where showrunner Rafe Judkins and the writing staff have isolated the members of the ensemble. Gee, where have I heard that before?
That's where we always start from and figure out how to tell the story of these people that everyone loves and see through their emotional journey, and then we fit in everything else around that.
This article says the start of the second season is bogged down in moping and brooding. After learning that he can channel the one power, this show's Not Rand al'Thor faked his own death and fled at the end of season 1. In season 2, Not Rand spends the first 4 episodes of the season trying to get control over his abilities while shacking up in Carhian with not Selene, a bland setting mostly defined by dramatic wealth inequality between those who live inside its gates and the people outside of them. So if I'm reading this IGN article correctly, what it's saying is that Rafe Judkins and Amanda Schumann, for the first couple episodes of a high fantasy series, are focusing on wealth inequality in a high fantasy world. IGN says there is some appeal in showing the darker side of Rand, and a few key plots being developed in Carhian show promise. Still, when Not Rand nearly burns down a building while having a sexy dream and talks about the joys of a woman seeing him as a man for the first time, it feels more awkward than erotic. So Rand, not Rand al'Thor, has a fiery nocturnal emission about let's get it on with not Selene. Again, this is IGN. And they say what I've been saying, what a lot of people Prophet of the Dragon, the White Cloaks, the decision to still not Moiraine Damojed, Rosamund Pike, by removing her ability to channel remains perplexing. Not really. They needed to give Rosamund Pike something to do because the character that she says she's playing does very little in book 2 and book 3. IGN says, while she demonstrates that she doesn't need magic to dominate social interactions, oh boy, or even handle dangerous enemies, way too much time is spent on Moiraine trying to get rid of Lan and the stoic warrior moping about not being able to help her. This is IGN. IGN sounds like Salty Traveling Sea. IGN sounds like Prophet of the Dragon, the White Cloaks, Amanda Manethrin, all of us who've been talking about these changes before the show even came out.
I know there's the crazies, but like it's something like 70% of people who've read all 14 books think the show is as good or better than the books.
The article goes on, stripping Moiraine of her magical abilities feels additionally pointless and repetitive. At least this shows not Moiraine doesn't follow the path of Yennefer in season 2 of The Witcher and spend all of her time trying to recover what she lost. The article says that the show was put in a tough spot by the departure of Barney Harris. That would be the actor who originally played the not Matt Cawthon character in season 1. That, of course, forced them to cast a replacement, Daniel Finn, and IGN says that actor is doing a serviceable job in the new episodes, though his character's plot is as follows. He's strung along in an obvious trap because he's too cowardly to unite with his friends. And even IGN says not Matt Cawthon's storyline is unimpressive. Now, even this show talks about the deviations from the Robert Jordan source material, that in The Great Hunt, it was Rand al'Thor, Matt Cawthon, Perrin Abiyara, all going off to do the hunt for the horn. The show has only Perrin, or not Perrin, going for the horn. And without another protagonist to play off of, too much time is spent focusing on Perrin's feelings about his dead wife. You've read that right. The show, with the made-up dead wife, after aging the characters up, spends too much time on not Perrin's feelings for a wife that he never had. And even IGN says this character was invented for the worst plot of season 1. It'd be better off forgotten. Also, going back to that dark one, it says that character is busy doing a lot more scheming and recruiting this season. While his menacing charm is powerful, it feels like he'd be a lot more persuasive if he didn't tell everyone he's known as the father of lies and the betrayer of hope. Speaking of the Seanchan, IGN says their depiction in the show does justice to Jordan's words. On screen, the Seanchan are terrifying and brutal. They're soldiers clad in helmets that look like gaping maws. Do they? Do they really? They kind of look like clown masks. I got that Wizard of Oz flying monkey vibe. What is IGN's verdict? This is IGN, by the way. Put it up there with Polygon. This is Screen Rant level. IGN says Prime's Wheel of Time Season 2 makes significant deviations from Robert Jordan's books in the first 4 episodes of Season 2. And most of the shifts do a disservice to the characters and their plots. While there are some good performances and promising narrative threads, the season will need to get back on track quickly to live up to the potential it showed in season 1. I think out of all the fluffing that went on in this article, the verdict on these reviews are the ones to pay attention to. What do you say? IGN, probably one of the most media-friendly, show-friendly sites out there. I think they loved She-Hulk, and they crap on Wheel of Time Season 2. I'm Salty Traveling C. You have a good one.